What makes someone a narcissist? I speak to you from the perspective of someone who has gone through a narcissistic experience and who do treat people who have gone through that as well. Let's understand this from the perspective of the tree of life of a narcissist and also an empath because they're opposite branches of the same tree. We all begin as a seed, and in order for a seed to grow, it needs sustenance from the environment. This sustenance will now cause this seed to grow roots, which are core beliefs within the subconscious mind and conscious mind. If a child was to grow in an environment where it is traumatic or the caregiver is absent or abusive, the roots, the core programming gets affected. It is important to note that in terms of child development, children at this age are not able to separate their sense of self from the environment. And so they develop a core programming where they believe the world is unsafe and bad. They must protect themselves, and they enter this survival mode throughout their life. As they grow into adulthood, they continue on the survival mode, and two things either happen. Either one, their inner child, in other words, their unconscious mind, develop a narcissistic-like perspective of the world, or a trauma-bonded, empathetic perspective of the world. The inner child of the narcissistic, the unconscious mind, the part of yourself that does not recognize time, meaning time doesn't exist, everything is occurring concurrently all the time at the same time, creates this belief that to appease itself, it must turn against the world, while the empath creates a belief that to appease the world, it must turn against itself. As a therapist, I see this a lot. The empath says to itself, the world is unsafe and bad because I am bad. Therefore, I must reject myself and appease the world. And so they do this thing called people pleasing, lack of boundaries, no sense of self-worth, etc. The adult narcissist develops a core belief that says, the world is unsafe and bad because it isn't to be trusted or because it hates me. Therefore, I must protect myself at all cost and reject the world. And so their actions and behaviors are materialized as controlling, manipulative, distrusting, suspicious. And so they regulate themselves, this survival mode they're in, by exhibiting controlling behavior. So to survive, they must control. Control what? The environment. But they must appease themselves. The empath, on the other hand, seeks to appease the environment but control itself.